Hello everyone, it is Skyz here, and welcome back to another Fallout 76 guide video. And in today's video, I will be going over whether you should choose either between Carnivore and Herbivore, because there's a lot of difference between both mutations. Some give you better damage towards some weapons and better to some weapon, or whatever, vice versa. Carry weight EXP, it's all different between the two mutations. So without further ado, let's just jump right on in. So as you can see here, I am on my Stealth Commando, and personally I have gone with Herbivore. Now reasons why I've gone with Herbivore is because it gives damage bonuses to crits, gives you better EXP in some cases than Carnivore, boosts special like agility, luck, and intelligence, and it can also give you small damage resistance and energy resistance bonuses as well. They're better more for commando, rifleman, gunslinger, and guerrilla builds, just because of the extra crit damage, which could help with stealthing a lot. But the recipes tend to be a little bit more expensive than the Carnivore counterparts. But that's just a little side effect. Other than that, go ahead and use Herbivore if you are a commando, gunslinger, guerrilla build, or a rifleman. That is just my choice. Let's see, we're going to go into here. So first off, Blight Soup is always the best for crit damage out of anything in the entire game. Carrot Soup gives you better VATs. Charlie Fee can give you more luck, which can boost up your chance to get critical meter built up as well. Cranberry Relish, I'm sorry, gives you EXP. Same with Cranberry Juice. Gut Shroom Soup also gives you that as well. Pumpkin Soup. And then what else? Simple Gut. I think that's really all you're gonna really want. There's nothing really too major. The real main thing is the Blight Soup, and then Brain Fungus too, so it gives you intelligence, which gives you EXP. So you can just tell, even by just going through here, it's more leaning towards agility, perception, some strength. Keep in mind, T's do work between Herbivore and Carnivore. They don't count. It's the actual food itself. So keep that in mind as well. Syrup for extra agility. Really anything for like AP, perception, agility, or crit damage. And EXP is really nice to have. I wouldn't really worry too much about like let's see. Like stuff like this, like Shingopod Tea. Don't really worry about that. This one here is still being pure soup. You don't really need this. But that's just that. And to just demonstrate how much benefits you can get from this, we're going to go ahead and just use the same weapon on both. Here we have a anti-armor, explosive, 90% reduced weight fixer. I've actually used this weapon in a weapon review before, but that's besides the point. Wait, what's this actually? Wait. Okay. We're gonna use the bloodied one to show basically what I'm talking about here. So let me get a crit first. Okay, alright, I have a crit. So crit 571. That's not too bad. I'm gonna go ahead and get my crit meter back up. Okay. And now we're gonna go ahead and pop the Blight Soup here, which gives me 100%. Now, you saw 50 when I was crafting. Now it's 100 because of the Herbivory Mutation, which doubles down here. It double the benefits from the actual food itself. We're at a crit now. We got 720 right there, just in a single Blight Soup. I mean, now if we had pretty much everything here, Cranberry Relish. Let's just add everything. 360. You're gonna see the benefits, especially like when finding bosses and stuff. You could keep him, but you can stack food, which is the one thing that I like about the system. And keep in mind, you can also stack things like chems too. Where is it? Right there. So you can get even more damage, which can make you completely ridiculous at bosses. Keep in mind, the herbivore foods tend to be a little bit more expensive than like really anything else. But and the one thing about herbivore is that it gives you better. It has more benefits towards XP. So if you really need XP, go ahead and use herbivore. But if not, just go ahead and use carnivore or not. Really, you really don't have to listen to me because, you know, I'm a YouTuber. Who cares? All right, and we're about to talk about carnivore here. So carnivore is beneficial towards meat, as you can tell right there on the second mutation. Gives me double the benefits from foods made out of meat. So carnivore is used best on brawlers, slugger builds, and glider builds, just melee builds in general. It gives damage bonuses to melee. Is the only food type. The meats are the only food type that can boost carry weight. There's some that gives EXP, but it's not really that good. And then for special stats, it boosts mainly strength and endurance. There's some that boost up perception and all that, but primarily if you're going to be a carnivore, or you're going to have carnivore, be a melee build, go ahead and use strength and whatever else. Like here we have broiled scorched beast meat, or fuck, this is like here we have broiled scorched beast brain. This is actually, you can get this from the queen, or the scorched beast brains. You cook this down to get broiled scorched beast brain. This just gives a boost in intelligence. Say like here, tasty. Like I thought it was a bug. Tasty squirrel stew gives benefits to EXP, and cranberry juice. This also works. If we go down into here, as you can see, I do not get any benefits from eating things like corn soup and all that, but I'm still getting benefits from the juices. It's also weird because I still get benefits from things like cranberry cobbler and relish, so keep that in mind. Not all herbivore or herbivore and for carnivore, all not. It's as you can see here. Even just herbivore, I'm getting benefits from some, or not, but then things like tea, I'm getting it, and then cranberry juice also. Also with cranberry cobbler and relish, as far as I know, especially with cranberry cobbler, you still get the benefits. You just don't get double the benefits like you would with herbivore. So I think that was changed at some point because I don't remember it being like that. But keep that in mind. Some foods from herbivore work with carnivore, and some foods that are considered carnivore also work with herbivore. Keep that in mind as well. But if we go down here into meat, we have things like this, which boosts up my luck, max AP, steak and Wellington. This is 10 strength right here. This is why carnivore is so good, because you can stack pretty much infinite foods. So right here we got 10 melee damage, just right there. 2 more endurance. This actually boosts up our HP. We're gonna ignore this. Let's see. What else? Not using that. This right here also gives me more endurance, which is ridiculous. More strength. Mainly you're gonna want is strength, but having extra endurance also helps too. So we have 207 right now. This is 207. Also, carnivore doesn't contribute to crits, so this is why it actually boosts up the raw base damage of the weapon and not the special things like crits and all that. So right now we have 207. Keep that in mind. We have 207. Now, if we eat the steak, the Wellington, this, just pretty much just eat everything in my inventory. Not sure I'm going to get rads. Also, you can stack one, but I'm not going to use that for right now. It's up to 307. That is 100 damage just added because I ate all of this food. And I'm still getting the effects. Right there. Let's see, we got 40, we got 50. Jesus Christ. 60, 100. This percent still doesn't add up anymore. I don't know what it's doing, but we have 307. Plus with, let's say, something like, I don't know, like wine here, which is my strength up even more. We're getting 324. I have went up 100 and like, fuck, like 100 and like, I want to say like 115 damage just in a couple of seconds because of Carnivore, which is ridiculous. So Carnivore is definitely my personal favorite out of the two. It's definitely better in my personal opinion, if you're a melee build, of course. If not, go ahead and use Herbivore, and if not, then like Heavy Gunner I wouldn't, Shotgunner I wouldn't, those, and grenade builds, or explosive builds, sorry. Those are really the only builds I wouldn't recommend using Herbivore Carnivore, because you can just get bonuses from other things like perk cards and whatnot. But this stacks. This makes melee actually kind of worth it. Bosses you're still gonna suck at. And then Carnivore's also recipes are also cheaper. I don't think I mentioned that yet. Carnivore's recipes are actually tend to be a little bit more cheaper than the Herbivore ones, which makes this even more ridiculous. You're gonna be one-shotting pretty much everything as far as I know. Actually, you know what? What's this say right now? Alright, let's go punch a couple of these guys in the fucking face. Two-shot. We two-shot these guys. With bats. Let me not bats here. Still a two-shot. I still need to make an updated build video, because actually I've added on to my build. That doesn't count because of the explosive damage. But, two-shot and super mutants. Melee. That's ridiculous. So definitely go ahead and use Carnivore if you are melee. If not, use Herbivore. And if you're a heavy gunner or shotgunner, you're exempt from this. And before the video ends, I just want to give a quick little shout out to the resource on the Nukes and Dragons website. This is called the Waistline Fine Dining Nutrition Calculator for Fallout 76. I'll leave this in the description. This breaks down to all of the foods in the entire game. And basically just rounds up to basically what you need. You can kind of tell just by if it's carnivore or herbivore, depending on if it has things like soup in the name or if it has meat in the recipe. So let's see. So let's say if I want to get the best carry weight possible, I'll use carnivore. So this will all be 20, 20, 40, 80, 160. 240, 320, I want to say 380. That's 380 pounds of shit right there. That is ridiculous. But that even gives you at the bottom, or on the left here, selection. Just shows what you've selected, the effects you're going to get, and then the amount of health you can get, and the amount of food it will replenish. And then also at the very bottom, it gives you a nice little neat shopping list for you to go ahead and make sure you pick up all this shit. Again, I'll leave it in the description. It's a really nice resource. I use it all the time. Shout out to guys on the Nukes and Dragons team. These guys are fucking amazing. They even have a really great build build planner as well, which I use a lot too. So give these guys a look. Again, this is in the description. But yeah. And that brings us to the end of the video, guys. Sorry this one's a little bit longer than normal. There's just a lot of information I needed to compile in this one video. I try to make it as not as long as possible. Just remember that Herbivore is better towards ranged weapons like Rifleman, Commando, Gunslinger, and Gorilla. You can use Shotgun too if you really wanted to. I wouldn't really recommend it though. And then for Carnivore, it's best for melee. Pretty much melee only, actually. But with that, that's the end of the video. Follow my Twitter. All links are in the description. Check out Nukes Dragon. My name is Skyz. I'll talk to you all later. Peace.